Hello there YouTube, it's Paul Oz here once again. It's been a while. How you doing? Today's video is all about the Archetype GOJIRA. Let's dive right in. In the demo video, you saw me playing an Archetype 08OS with bare knuckle pickups. It's an 8 string, it's a multi-scale, it's a lot of tone, it's a lot of what's going on. And I wanted this review to be a little bit more inclusive. So I'm gonna be using a 6 string and I'm gonna go and refer to that 8 string again. So let's dive right into it. This is the default screen here and it's on the heaviest amp, the 3rd amp here. And it sounds pretty great already. I'm just gonna turn up my volume in the room. So that's a little bit of some Steve Vai licking for you. In this amazing Archetype, which is, you know, I'm calling it now, this is, how are they gonna top this one, you know, in terms of the next plugin? How are they gonna top it? They've done so many heavy different plugins, I just don't know. In the beginning here, we've got ourselves an input, gate, stereo, and mono. We've got output, and we've got these 2 pedals, which are Octave pedals, from what I understand. So this is kind of like the whammy boy. As you can see, it's got this kind of movement to it, which I think is, there we go, it's that MIDI mapping is programmable, my friends. That's what's important. So I'm gonna leave it at the 50% mix there. And it sounds really sick. So one of the things I've noticed is that this tracks really well, better than some analog pedals. I can't believe I'm actually able to say that, but it tracks better than some analog pedals. So that's the just pure pitch shifted. That just sounds nuts. I don't want that. Let's put this in C. So that's in C. Tell me that isn't sick. Oh, that's so good. I haven't touched the tone parameters, folks. So there's this ever so slightest amount of delay in terms of tracking, but it sounds so good. I like the fat so setting the most. I don't know what it's about, but I guess it's just because you can mix it in, right? So what was that one tune? I want to go up a 4th. So a 4th from E is A. So there we go. So now I've got a 4th up. That's just impeccable. The other pedal here, I haven't actually explored it. We're doing this together. This sounds like a double octave down, and this sounds like a 1 octave down. So. That's so sick. I just did not expect that. I'm gonna leave them off for the rest of this little demo here because I wanna get through all the other damn effects. We've got an overdrive, a distortion pedal, I believe, a phaser and a chorus. Now, I don't think it needs any more gain. But I do like that. I really do like the way that that OD saturates, even though it's a lot of gain for me personally. All right, dirt. This guitar is an E standard. Sounds like a bit of that HM2 kind of vibe with this filter. Now, let me just preface by saying a little bit about this plugin. I don't really listen to GOJIRA. Oh God, oh no, what have you done? The reason is I just never had the chance. They've been a rainy day band for me for a long time, and in Vancouver it's been raining a lot, so I'll give them a good chance. I've heard some of their stuff and I just haven't had that moment of like, oh, I get it now, so bear with me. Now, that all being said, the plugin that Neural DSP has created is definitely my favorite plugin that they've created, I think so far. The Granifier and this are like neck and neck for me personally. Let's see the phaser. I actually like it at about noon. Again, E standard, it just sounds so thick and so beastly. The Jimi Hendrix vibes are big, folks. Ooh, I hate choruses usually. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so that works for me. That works for me really well. Getting to the amp block, this is the big boy. This is the highest gain one. And they've set it up so that it's already pretty good on the default mode. Really great breadth of tone equalization here, folks. I feel like this is the least I've talked in a review ever on my YouTube channel. So we have the amps, we've got the 9-band EQ, which seems fairly stock in Neural DSP plugins these days. We've got these IRs here, which are all done by Adam Nally Get Good himself, and they're awesome as expected. He's really great, he's got a great ear. And then finally we've got these two last pedals here. This is a really cool delay. Obviously quite a wet signal there. So there's a bit of like distortion with the tape saturation and a bit of an EQ curve to it. As you roll the tone knob to the very left, you have a low pass. And then there's all your highs coming back. The feedback kind of controls how much delay you actually end up getting. There's a tap tempo. It's a really great little pedal. But now this guy, this is one of my favorites for sure. It's a bit of a cold sounding reverb to me, but I do quite enjoy it. Now this shimmer button, beautiful. It's really great. I really love that shimmer switch. Obviously camera B doesn't want to focus on anything other than what's closer to it, which is really not ideal, so I'm going to just pivot my guitar over this way. Sorry about that, folks. So in terms of getting a lead tone, that's pretty quick and efficient. I'm gonna just go back to default, undo everything I've done, and just go through the other amps. We're gonna start with the clean boy over here. Let's see how it sounds. Now I have active pickups. These are Fishman Fluences. This switch doesn't do anything, by the way. Don't really like how shrill it sounds on default. Now that's a single coil, right? So it's gonna sound fairly, what's the word I'm looking for? Shrill, nasally. It definitely responds to gain in a way that is very traditional of an amplifier. And that being said, I don't love that. Honestly, I don't love that. It's doing some weird stuff for me. So I'm gonna cut my gain down a lot. See, now that's a lot more pleasing for me because I can do more with that. I want more though, I want more. Now, I'm going to go through the other modules here. Pretty nuts. Now if I cut that down, that's pretty cool. Okay, it's winning me back. All right, it's getting better. I did not expect to be able to play funky jams on the Archetype GOJIRA today. Wow, back to default. Back to this one now. Let's see what this amp is going to be all about. I think this one is called Rust. I could be wrong about it. I'm on voice 2 of my Fishman Classics here, which basically means it's got a little bit more of that overdrive goodness. I really like the brightness and the snappiness of this one. It's a little bit mid-heavy for me. It's sick. It's totally sick. I'm just basically messing around with it at this point, if you didn't get that already. I love this plugin. It's absolutely nuts. Maybe too many mids for that, but you get the idea. It's really, there's so many different things that you can explore. I haven't even unlinked the cabs yet, folks. There's just endless possibilities of a myriad of tones, which I think serve the metal market extremely well as like, I was able to play funky music, funky jams on a 6-string. Very different EQ curve, hey? That's way more Metallica. I love it. I'm smiling about it. I've played a lot of plugins. I've used a lot of different products in my time, and this is probably the best archetype that they've released for my needs, I would say. As someone who prefers extreme metal, as someone who prefers a certain chug to their sound that I found that the Granifier was able to get very easily. I found that the Kali had a Marshally kind of chug that I really enjoyed about it, absolutely. What would I say in terms of what should you buy? The Nameless Suite is still lauded as one of the very best plugins that they've released, and it's the first one that they've released, right? So that's something that I'm really thinking about, like, how do I compare these, you know? If you need crystalline cleans, there is the great Archetype Nolly or Pliny, but those two are still going to be vastly different, and I think completely overtaken by the GOJIRA in regards to what the GOJIRA is able to do. Now, the GOJIRA doesn't have a compressor in the front, but it has a phaser and a chorus, which are like one-button phasers are great because, I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of a certain guitar player who unfortunately passed recently, right? The last time I was this excited about a plugin was the Granifier, because the Granifier had 3 different tube options. Now, we might not have that exactly in this, but damn, do we have a lot of other things going on in this. So the Archetype GOJIRA, man, I love it. I'm gonna just play through a couple of my favorite artist patches here, because, well, how could I not? Because I'm a huge Ishan fan and Emperor fan. Hi Ishan, if you're watching this. This is his breakup lead. Really, really great. Just immediately usable. That's the thing that I'm getting from this. What was the other one I wanted to try out? Old Black. So this must mean... Sounds nuts. I mean, it's a little quiet in comparison to the other tracks, which is good because you can mix it as you like, but sounds nuts, man. All right, time to switch to my 8th string to show you that other patch, and then some final thoughts for you. Here we go. So I literally have basically Ishan's exact guitar. Just the pickup bobbins are a different color on his. I'm very much inspired by him. Love the man's music and what he's done for music. So big old fanboy moment here that I get to actually play a patch that he created, Frozen 8, which is for Frozen Lakes on Mars. And I also get to mess it up live for YouTube. That's okay. Oh, huge tones. I mean, I'm really, absolutely impressed. So that's Ishan's patch for an 8th string. My patch for an 8th string that I use for the video, if you're curious, holler at me, I will go and send it to you. I just call it the 080S Raw and Big. Nuts, man, nuts. Final thoughts, if you're picking between getting this and one of the other plugins, Why would you bother only watching reviews on YouTube? You can go and try it right now. There's a 14-day trial. And I really recommend that you do that because you'll get a great sense of what you really want in terms of a tone. Whether you have passive or active pickups, obviously I've displayed in the video that if you have Fishmans or passive bare knuckles, for example, you can get a great tone either way. The video tone, all of those things, all of those layers in the intro song there, that's all using the plugin. There was no special voodoo magic going on in terms of mixing, and that's basically it. That all being said, you know, thanks for joining me in this video. It's a really fun time to be a guitar player right now. I'm obviously back to YouTube. I'm full-time back in music for at least a little while here, and I hope that you enjoy the content that's coming out. I will be reviewing guitars once again, believe it or not. So if you're interested in seeing a Damon S, a good old Paul Gilbert, PGM I think it's called, and some comparison content as well, that's all coming this way. Of course I'm biased, of course I'm endorsed by Archetype. They're the main squeeze for sure, but I will be reviewing guitars once again, which I think is really exciting to just publicly announce. Other than that, if you're interested in guitar mentorship, I do teach guitar online over Zoom. So if you're interested, it is $50 a session. It is a 1-hour session, and I teach from Friday through to Sunday from 10 to 6 Pacific Standard Time inclusive. And other than that, folks, there's really not much else to say. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. I gotta say that. It's a meme, but screw it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video, there's way more on the way. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Paul Oz. You've been great for staying this long. Have a good one. Cheers.